Hi, I just wanted to share some of my new favorite finds in lipsticks. And you know I'm a lipstick kind of gal. I always love new lipsticks. Okay, so the ones that I've been really excited about and have been dying to get my hands on. I have a little local shop here that has some amazing finds. High-end skincare, high-end makeup that I can't get at my local department store. And one of the new things that they were just bringing in that they hadn't been able to get in their shop, they've been waiting for it, and I told them, here's my number, call me when you get it. And then they lost my number. And I was dying and waiting. It had been more than a month, and I'm like, I bet you they have it by now, and they lost my number. So I walked in today, and yeah, they're like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. We lost your number. And I said, don't worry, I always show up. I'm like a bad penny. It was Lipstick Queen. They had their Lipstick Queen display up, and they had all of these amazing lip products out. But I only had 45 minutes because it took me some time to get downtown, and then I had to get back to work. I said, I've got 45 minutes. I am skipping lunch to buy lipstick. And they're like, oh, you've got your priorities in the right spot. I said, you better believe it, girlfriend. So I went to town. The one thing, after swatching every lipstick they had, I didn't get into the chubby pencils. I didn't get into the lip glosses or lip liners. I said, I only have time for lipstick today. And one of the things that I decided to really hone in on, they had these amazing little boxes. They had these gift boxes. One of them was called Liptropolis by Lipstick Queen. And I'm just going to open it up for you. It doesn't have the lipsticks in here now, but it had places for 3 lipsticks. And they came prepackaged, so it wasn't like you could select your 3 and put it in here. But this is basically volume 1 of what Poppy, the Lipstick Queen, is calling her kind of her take on a cityscape, where this one's based on Manhattan, and she says women in Manhattan have, depending on where they live in the city, they have very specific shades they wear. And so in Soho, so one of these shades is called Soho, and she says in Soho, women would tend to wear a very fashionable red, which is the red that I'm wearing, and I love this shade. So if I swatch Soho for you, here it is. And you'll notice it's not 100% like full-on pigment. It's not terribly sheer, but it's very pretty. I think it's a very easy to wear red, and I like easy to wear reds. The next one is called Upper East. And this one here is the Elegant Nude shade. So if you're on the Upper East Side in Manhattan, a lot of women there tend to wear what they call this Elegant Nude shade. And for me, I tend to find that a lot of nudes that I kind of try and wear, they tend to really wash me out. They don't have enough pink or peachy base to them, where it's so nude and it's so flat. It's like I just covered my lips in foundation or concealer and I'm just completely washed out. But with this color, it really is just enough, and it gives my face such a lift, and I really love the way that it looked. The next one is called Central Park. And Central Park, she says the people who live in the Central Park area, now I wouldn't know this because I don't live in Manhattan, but they tend to gravitate towards more of a peachy lipstick. And after having tried all of these shades on before I purchased this little set, I found that all of them worked really well with my skin tone, because I wasn't going to buy something if only 2 of them worked. But the truth is, normally these lipsticks range between $20 to $24, and I thought if all of them were $24, this box set was only $48, so it was like getting one free. And I was like, and you belong to me. So I was so glad just to snatch it up. The other thing I did, I really was looking for, I did have a nice wearable nude in here, but I wanted one that was even just a little bit more. And so I found one. And Lipstick Queen also has something that I really like. She has 2 different types of lipsticks, specific lipsticks. One set that she calls her Saint, which is basically a full line of lipsticks that come in a variety of colors, from deep berries and plums and reds all the way down through pinks and nude shades. And then she has those exact same shades down to a T, but they're called Sinners, and they are like 90% pigment. So the full-on pure pigment shades, and then the sheer shades. And if you swatch them side by side, they're the exact same color. The only difference is whether they're sheer or whether they're full-on pigment. And they're just gorgeous. So the Sinner ones are the really creamy sheer ones, and then the ones that are the Sinners are the really opaque but cream lipsticks. So they're not really greasy and creamy, but they're not matte either, which is what I really like. So they're not drying at all. They're very moisturizing, but they're very opaque, and they fully cover your lip. And there's no like heavy having to layer it on, because one swipe and you're good to go. So I picked up a nude shade, but in the Sinner line, so it was really pigmented. And this one here is called Pinky Nude. And I was thinking, is it really going to be that opaque? And yes. And there we go. This one right here is Pinky Nude. And on my lips, it takes one swatch, well, one swipe, and my natural lip color is gone. And when it says Pinky Nude, it does have enough of that pink background. They kind of do look similar, but when I swatched them right next to each other, there's enough of a difference that I did decide I really did want this shade. And this shade out in the sunlight just brought my face to life, where it was a nude, but it was a beautiful nude. I loved it. So I would really recommend, if you're looking for a lipstick and you've seen the Lipstick Queen, display, and you weren't really sure, and I think for a high-end brand, I think $20 to $24 is very reasonable, because I end up paying more than that when I go and get a Lancome lipstick. I end up paying $25 to $30. I know you can pay more for Givenchy, you can end up paying more for Dior, you can end up paying a lot more for a lot of other brands. And I think these are amazing, especially the Sinner line that has that really heavy pigment. I know my Hourglass lipstick was $40, and I really think that when you're going for pigment alone, that these Lipstick Queen lipsticks are fantastic. Now, another lipstick that I got recently that I absolutely love and would really highly recommend to you are the new ones from Urban Decay. They look like this. And I only picked up one. I didn't want to go too crazy, and I told myself, no reds, no fuchsias, no deep berry tones. You've got a ton of that. You've got to get something you don't already have in your stash. So I picked this color up. This one is called Lovelight. There we go, Lovelight. And it's the lightest shade in the whole bunch if you've seen any of these yet. I'm going to swatch it right here next to Pinky Nude. So this right here is Lovelight. And you'll notice they're kind of in the same vein here with let me do a really light swatch across the bottom here. And it's not terribly sheer. They're really quite pigmented, because the rest of this line, I mean, if you get one of their reds, like their F-Bomb or their 69, I got a little tiny tube of Anarchy in my Ipsy this month. It was a bright fuchsia. Oh, and that puppy, one swipe and it's full on color. But I love the F-Bomb and the 69, which are great reds. And those guys are amazing. And Catfight was a beautiful hot pink. I almost walked away with Catfight because I loved it so much. But they're super hydrating. They're extremely pigmented. This one I think is the least pigmented. I think it's more the shade. But it's really great. They feel so buttery, silky soft on my lips. I love these lipsticks. These are also $24. And for a high-end lipstick, it performs like a $40 lipstick. Like something I would expect from a much more expensive brand. So if you're looking to invest in a really good lipstick, I would recommend one of these, or I would recommend a Lipstick Queen. And I know you're thinking, is it really better than something from the drugstore? I know Revlon has some really great lipsticks. These are better than a CoverGirl lipstick. These are better than a Maybelline lipstick. I think these are better than a Revlon lipstick. but that's just me. But I have a whole huge, I have a massive collection of all sorts of lipsticks, whether they're from the drugstore or whether they're from Sephora and Ulta and, high-end department stores. I've got a whole bunch. But I tend to like the higher-end ones because I can really tell the quality difference, especially in the materials and in the formula. And the Urban Decay and the Lipstick Queen ones, just from wearing them today. This one here from Lipstick Queen, I've touched it up once, but I've had it on since 12 o'clock and it's 6 o'clock now. And my touch, it was hardly gone at all, but I touched it up just so that you could see a little bit more of the shine right before I filmed this video. But I had it on for a long time and I even ate lunch through it. I had a snack. So, yeah. I really would recommend them. I think they're fantastic and worth the money at $20 to $24. So there you go, some new favorites for me. And I just thought I'd share them with you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.